Hello, friends. Welcome to Stock Market Indicators and Oscillator. This is the second episode where we are going to be talking about Relative Strength Index. For those of you who haven't watched the first episode, I'm leaving a link right here so that you get an understanding of what indicators or oscillators are and the different types and categories of indicators as well. Now, this is mainly a foundation video where all the basics are covered, and post watching that, you come watch RSI. And in this video, we are going to be covering what RSI is, right? And the second is how to use it, when to use it, and when not to use it. Make sure you watch the video till the end to get a proper understanding of relative strength index. Let's get on to the chart where we can get better understanding and visuals as well. Now, a typical formation of relative strength index, this is just an indicator and it's mainly a momentum indicator, right? We are going to be getting in depth of understanding relative strength index as well. Now, do you see this line moving? That is showing you above 70. It is known as overbought region, whereas below 30, we call it oversold region. Now, what is this 0 to 100? As specified in the previous video, right? There is a difference between indicators and oscillators, but oscillators are indicators. That's why we call RSI as momentum indicator oscillator. Now, the price fluctuation causes this line to move between 0 and 100. When it goes over 70, as specified, it is overbought region, where there are chances the prices from there can start coming down. Whereas when the prices move lower, and if the RSI is showing below 30, it is oversold region, where there are big chances there might be a reverse in price. Now, let's not get into the calculation of RSI, right? It's already backtested. A lot of traders use this in their trading as well. Now, 1978 around is where RSI actually came into the picture, and a lot of traders have been using this. Now, I hope the basics are understood by you. Relative strength index is a momentum indicator oscillator mainly because it is oscillating between 0 and 100. 70 is overbought region, whereas 30 is oversold region. Now, what happens when it's in overbought? There are high chances the prices will come down from there. Whereas if it is under 30, there are high chances that the prices will start moving up. Now, never forget that indicators and oscillators are visual tools that we use for trading. Never ever take trades just based on a single indicator or oscillator. I always specify this. Let's get into an example, or let's get into some different types of examples to understand better when to use it, when not to use it, and what happens sometimes when it is overbought and if we take a short sell position and the prices start moving higher from there. Okay, watch the video till the end. Make sure you give it a thumbs up as well, because I'm going to put in all my effort just so that you can get a better understanding. Now, what you see right now here is where the prices started moving down. Now, there's a 5-minute time frame, and I've done it trying to make things simpler and you get a good understanding. Now, if you see here, the price is in the green zone as we specified. What does it mean? Right? It means it is oversold. As specified as well, there are high chances the prices are going to reverse. A full down move, and from there the price confirmation also showed that there are chances the prices are going to reverse and start moving upwards, and that is what we saw. Now, taking another example. Now here, this is a oversold example itself where RSI did not work. So I want to show you that don't ever trade just based on a single indicator and never take position as soon as the prices are below 30 or above 70. You need to wait for price action to get a better understanding and a better visual to enter a setup and have a plan as well. Now we see here, from these levels itself, the prices are in oversold region. Look at it, look at these levels here, right? The prices are moving down. Expectation is the prices should start moving up. No, the price confirmation wasn't there. This candle itself showed weakness, and from there the prices started moving down again, where RSI was still in oversold region. Towards the end, if you see, just a little up move, but there was no reverse in the price movement. and this candle gives you the weakness of the trend itself, right? So when the trend is downwards and the price action is not showing you any kind of a up move, that time don't use RSI only. Take in consideration the price action, which will actually help you make your decisions better. Now let's take examples of overbought region, right? Now here, there is a huge up move that we can see. The prices from here itself, from this up move itself, they are in overbought region. If we took a short sell position here and the prices expectation were to come downwards, we can see this candle, how much power or how much trending this move was on the upside, right? But post which, when we saw this candle formation and the prices again testing the highs, that is when there is a good chance that we might get a good risk to reward ratio where we can enter here. Tops will be the stop loss. If the prices move above that, we need to exit no matter what. From there, you see a normal retracement which has happened. Now these are the different types of conditions or trades that can be taken into consideration, plus even enter them during market hours. Now a good up move over bought region. Now here was a chance where we would have made money if we took short position. Now the final, I want to show you both sides of examples where things work, where things don't. And that is why price action is the key. Now this is a great up move. The prices are continuously in overbought region. We can see this here. During the day itself, throughout the day, the prices are in overbought region. If we took short position anywhere, the downside movement was comparatively lower, right? If the move was somewhere around here, that was a good short or good setup to enter. Now here, the price action is also showing the downside movement is not there. From here, when the prices moved up and broke the high, we saw another up move where RSI still is in overbought region. Now here again, look at this. The prices are flat. They are not falling. They are flat. That shows the strength of the move, where RSI should not be considered unless the price action or candlestick formation actually give you a proper visual of the prices going down. Now from there, yes, the prices continuously went up and then they hit upper circuit as well. That is why I'm showing you what are the different types. I hope you guys have got clarity about when RSI works, when RSI doesn't work, and why price action is most important thing while trading. Use your indicators and oscillators mainly to take trades, but make sure price action, I always keep stressing that price action is the key, right? Indicators and oscillators mostly are made from prices itself. Now when the price shows, that is when you use an indicator oscillator for confirmation. Don't trade ever based on any indicators and oscillator, but take confirmation from there, and when the price action is actually working in your direction, that is when you enter a setup. I hope you have got a good understanding of what relative strength index is, how it works, when it does not work, and I've shown you on charts as well. Make sure you subscribe to Mostly Bearish for more information or learning about stock market. And if you want live updates from my side during market hours, the link to my Telegram channel is given in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.